Every business starts in the exact same place. You have an idea, you need to track numbers, so you open a spreadsheet and start building. In those early days, it is the perfect tool. There is zero upfront cost, no steep learning curve, and it is instantly ready to map out your finances exactly how you want them. But the blank slate flexibility that makes a spreadsheet so powerful in the beginning becomes your biggest liability as the business grows. You stop paying with cash, and you start paying with bottlenecks, missing data, and hidden risks. Think about what happens when your transaction volume starts to climb and your team expands. This chart shows how your tools react to growth. As the business complexity line goes up, the spreadsheet efficacy line eventually plateaus and drops. That intersection point is the spreadsheet ceiling. Past that intersection point, a gap opens up. Your operations are getting more complex, but the tool is becoming less effective. That growing wedge represents pure, compounding operational liability. Upgrading your software before you reach the ceiling can drain your capital and slow down a nimble team with unnecessary features. But pushing past the ceiling is worse. That leads to dropped data, failed audits, and total operational gridlock. We need a way to spot the specific operational thresholds that signal it is time to transition, because the divergence on this graph shows that timing your exit is the most critical part of the scaling process. Every accounting decision comes down to a simple trade-off. What input method are you using, and what operational outcome does it produce? Let's look at version control in our matrix. The input is storing data in manual files. The outcome? Multiple versions of the truth existing simultaneously. The trade-off? Zero software cost, but hours wasted figuring out which file is current and risking decisions on outdated data. Next is visibility. In a spreadsheet, the input is open access collaboration. Multiple people edit the ledger freely. The result is a complete lack of ownership. There are no timestamps and no records of who changed what or when. It is incredibly easy for your team to jump in and start working. But if a number looks wrong 3 months down the line, tracing that discrepancy backward is nearly impossible. Infinite customization inside a shared file creates an operational environment with zero accountability. Then there is the heaviest hidden cost of manual accounting, the reconciliation process. Going back to the matrix, we add reconciliation. The input here is executing manual cell-by-cell matching across different accounts. The outcome is an extreme reliance on human accuracy and sheer stamina to ensure those numbers actually match. You gain total control over the layout of your ledger, but your reporting speed drops to near zero. Every single cycle requires a massive manual compilation effort. Now look at scalability. What happens when you add a new property or client to the system? You add another file. Keeping those client files mentally separated is easy at first, but completely siloing your data destroys your ability to run any kind of portfolio-wide reporting later on. Manual tools do not scale through operational efficiency. They scale entirely through the brute force multiplication of human effort. The alternative to hitting that spreadsheet ceiling is migrating to a dedicated, centralized accounting platform. Centralized systems replace manual cell matching with automated reconciliation and structured approval workflows. The immediate outcome is a locked audit trail. You eliminate version control chaos and the constant hunting for data. But there is a real trade-off. Platforms require a recurring financial subscription, and they force your team to abandon their highly customized, bespoke spreadsheets for rigid, standardized processes. Upgrading from spreadsheets replaces bespoke workflows with rigid operation of guardrails. So where does your firm currently stand? You have to evaluate your own operational scale. We can use this decision tree to find out. Have you hit the spreadsheet ceiling? The answer splits into 2 paths. Path A is the solo operator. Under 50 transactions, single entity, and you are the only editor. If that is you, stick to spreadsheets with strict file naming conventions. But Path B is the scaling firm. Multiple editors, multi-day closes, and duplicating files to scale. If this is you, it is time to migrate. For a scaling firm, copying and pasting an existing spreadsheet just to manage a new client is a massive operational red flag. It is not a valid growth strategy. Spreadsheets are incredible, infinitely adaptable tools for individuals, but they are flawed systems for teams. Eventually, you have to hand off the heavy lifting of data management to an automated process. So you have to make a choice. You trade the upfront financial cost of a centralized platform to buy back your team's time, visibility, and audit security. Because at scale, the most expensive infrastructure your business can run on is a software tool that pretends to be free.